Hey, welcome back in the second part of this tutorial. So in this part we will play with Rayfire and we will break a glass with the amazing glowing sphere we have just created. So the first things to do is, it's not yet done, is to download the plugin. And you can download it from the Rayfire website, which is rayfirestudios.com. And just under the Rayfire tool menu, go under demo sub menu and you can download the demo version just right here. I recommend you to download the latest version, so the Rayfire tool 1.51 for 3DsMax 9 to 3DsMax 2011. Okay, so I think everybody can do this, and once it's done, just jump back to 3D Studio Max. Okay, so as you can see, I deleted everything in the scene except the glowing sphere. So now I'm gonna create the other objects in the scene, such as the ground, the light, and the glass. We will start with the ground. So go on the left view and create a line. Hold Shift to make a straight line. Click once and one more time here. Okay, we can align it with the sphere on the y-axis, minimum, and hit OK. Now select this vertex and just increase the fillet value, do something like 200 centimeters. Okay, we can increase the interpolation steps to, well, 10. Right, we can move this vertex and this one too, and like this. Okay, now we can add a length modifier on this line. (360°), that's good, and increase the segments to, well, maybe 60. And go on the top view. Select the gizmo and move it like this. Okay. Now just turn on this checkbox, so weld core and flip normal, and move pivot. Until the core is welded. Okay, like this. So now we've got the scene. We can create now the glass. So go on the front view and create a box for the glass, for the window. So create something like this. Okay. And align it with the ground. Hit OK. So this is the glass. We will maybe just with everything like this. And okay. So we need to apply the ground shader on the ground, and we need to create a new shader for the glass. So let's apply the ground shader and go on an empty slot, select an Arcan Design shader, and in the preset just choose sorry, a glass physical preset and apply it on the glass. Okay. We can now create the light, so go on the light, choose a standard one, target direct, go go on the top view and create a light like this. Go on the left view, move it up, and whoops, and we can increase the radius, so something like this. Okay, I will move the target. Oops, don't have any camera, of course, so I will create one. Okay, so I want something maybe well, like this. Hit Ctrl C to create a camera, and I'm just gonna move it like this. Just rotate it. Oops, not that much. Okay, maybe something like this. So now I'm gonna create the first animation for the sphere, so I'm gonna move it up like this and move it just right here. Okay, go on the frame 20, turn on the auto keys, and I want to display the trajectory, so be sure this checkbox is checked. And okay, so move the sphere through the glass, and on the left view I'm gonna move it down a bit like this, right in the middle of the glass, and go back on the top view, and on frame 10 I'm just gonna make a nice little curve. Okay, something like this, and turn off the auto key. So on the camera view I can see that the walls are not high enough, so I will fix this and just move this vertex on the y-axis like this. Okay, this is good. And okay, well, I think we can switch now to Rayfire, but first I'm gonna make a render test. So on the render setup window, just check the values. Okay, the glare shader is here, and okay, just make a render test. Okay, we can see that because of the direct spot, sorry, we don't see anything else in the scene. So maybe we could create skylight, but I'm gonna do this later. Okay, so well, that's good. I think the glass thickness is good enough. Yes. Okay, so go back on the camera view, and well, we will now open the Rayfire floater. So you can find a Rayfire tool in the geometry drop-down menu. So select Rayfire tool and click on the Rayfire button. Then just click on this button, or simply click once in the scene to open the floater. And welcome in the Rayfire window. Okay guys, but first of all, and just to be clear, this is not a complete Rayfire tutorial. I don't pretend to teach you how to use Rayfire, and if it's the first time you are using this plugin, or if you really want to learn how to use all the options of Rayfire, I highly recommend you to go in the tutorial section on the official website. There you can find plenty of tutorial, which is actually priceless if you want to learn Rayfire in all its glory. Okay, so but for this particular scene, I just use a few options of the plugin. So first we will check at which frame the impact happens. So it happens at frame number 17. So we will start the simulation at frame 16, just right here. So let's first of all switch the physical engine to physics and change the start frame to 16. Okay, we can increase substeps to, well, 15. The more substeps you have, the more accurate the simulation will be. Okay, we want to break the glass, so we have to turn on this checkbox, the demolish geometry checkbox. And I think it's okay for this tab, so we can switch on the object tab, and we will here add the impact object. So for the impact object we need the glass. Okay, we will maybe rename the glass as the glass and sphere as the sphere, and this is the ground. Okay, so just add the glass and add the sphere to the impact object, and for the ground we will add it in the annealing object. Okay. Well, as the glass and the sphere don't have the same properties, we have to open it on the Options tab, the Custom Properties rollout. So to set different properties for these two objects. Okay, so select the sphere and turn on this option, so the Use Custom Properties option. We will switch the physical properties to, well, heavy metal for the sphere. Then select the glass, turn on the option, and switch the properties to glass. And the fragmentation properties to relative to impact. Okay, we can bump up the iterations to, well, maybe 20, and the depth level to 2. Well, just switch back the depth level to 1, so like this you will understand what it does. And okay, now on the physics tab we can start the simulation. So let's go. So click on this button and let Rayfire do the job. So as you can see, it's fragmenting the glass in multiple chunks. Okay, I can hit pause, and you can see that the glass is fragmented in some chunks, approximately 20 chunks. This is the number of iterations here, so 20 chunks. But these are too big, so this is why we need to bump up the depth level to 2. Okay, so stop the simulation and reset it by clicking on this button and go increase the depth level to 2. Okay, we can now start the simulation one more time. Okay, so it's fermenting once and then a second one. Okay, and you can't see anything else because my computer is freezing, so I will pause the record until the simulation is done. Okay, so as you can see, I've got here a lot of chunks. So let Rayfire do the job, don't do anything. Okay, the sphere doesn't take the path I want, so I just delete the simulation and I will change the animation here. So maybe well, I'm gonna delete these two keys and well okay, and then the left view. Okay, so and now the impact happens at frame 16, so we have to open the Rayfire floater and change the start frame to 15 and start the simulation one more time. Okay, I pause again. Okay, so I hope it will be good now. Well, if you're not happy with the result, you have to test again and again and again, and seriously, it's all about tests to have the result you want. So, well, I think it's better now. Okay, I like every pieces here, and the sphere go on the right way now. So we've got here some weird bounces. It happens. Okay, so I think it's good. So I can now stop the simulation with this button, not this one. So be careful. By clicking this one, it will reset the simulation. So click on the stop button. Okay. And turn off the trajectory here. And let's see what we've got. Boom. Okay, these two pieces are really weird. Okay. Well, we will fix this later, maybe by animating it these two pieces by hand. So, but for the rest, I'm pretty happy. Yep. Okay. So as you can see here, by choosing the glass properties for the glass, Rayfire create a clone of the glass. This clone is unfragmented at the start, and the fragmented glass is invisible. So as you can see, if I select one of these chunks and if I go on the properties, we can see that this is invisible. And right after the impact, so at frame 16 or 17, this object is now visible, and the unfragmented glass is set to invisible. Okay, this is good. So we'll just make a render test here at this frame. Okay, this is not actually so bad, but it doesn't have enough white spot for me. So to fix this, I go on the top view and I will create a sphere with 16 segments, and I'm created like this. Convert to editable poly and select these polygons, and then so well, okay, first, okay, select these edges and connect them, these and connect, these connect, these connect. Okay, go on the tab view, and now I can select all of these polygons, all of these ones, and these. Okay, and these. Okay, then these, and like this. And I can delete it. Okay, and these two. Okay, good. Now I'm gonna create a new shader for these polygons, so that's standard shader, and make it white with a full self-illumination. Okay, boom. Okay, I will rotate it just a bit like this. Okay, and now I can delete these two polygons. So the polygons which are just behind the glass. Okay, and maybe rotate again just a bit like this. Okay, and I can make one more render test. Okay, so I opened the RAM player, so this is after, and sorry, this is before and this is after. As you can see, this is much better with the sphere, with the white spot. Okay, so this is pretty cool. So this one is no longer appreciated. Okay. So as I said earlier, the big problem now is we don't see we don't really see the scene. So we will add a skylight here and make one more render. So I will just open the RAM player and make a new render with the skylight. Okay, so this is before the skylight and this is right after the skylight. As you can see, this is much better. We really see the exploding glass. But on the other hand, we lost the nice illumination here, which comes from the sphere. So it's up to you, but maybe you could make the ground shader darker. But I will keep this result for the tutorial, which is pretty good. Okay, so now one more thing, maybe if I zoom on the sphere, I can see here the environment and the reflection, which is absolutely black. So to increase, to make the image more realistic, we could use an HDR environment. So to do this, open the environment window and the material editor. Okay, we can on the environment map choose a mental ray shader, which is the environment background switcher. So select this one and just drag and drop it on an empty slot as an instance copy. Okay, I can close the environment tab. And well, we will first of all make a test. So don't do anything for the background, and on the environment reflection, just choose something green. And make one more render test. So Shift Q. Okay, so all the green you see here is the environment which is reflected. So it would be good, if we add an HDR environment here in this in the environment reflection map. So click on this box and choose a bitmap, and here you can select an HDR and open it. Okay, well, that's it. So now we can make a last render test. So on this RAM player, and this is before the HDR and this is after the HDR. So as you can see here, I've got some new reflections, like on this one, you can see here, and here too, and on this sphere. And we've got some pretty nice reflection, new reflection, like this and this. So this is much better with an HDR environment instead of a totally black environment. So okay. Well, if these objects are visible, and that can happen, so just right click, go on object properties, and simply turn off the visible to camera checkbox. Okay, so maybe just make a render test at frame 0. Okay, that's good. And here at frame 21. Okay, so we don't have any problem except these two objects. Okay, so I try to fix it. Well, just delete these frames and just try to animate it by hand. Like this, okay, that's enough. And for this one, can delete these keys and okay, this is much better, so we don't have the weird bounces anymore. That's good. This is not perfect, but that's enough for the tutorial. Okay, so now I'm gonna create the slow motion, so which start at frame 17, so as at the impact time at frame 17, and I want to stop it at frame 45. So just select the frame 45 to the end and move all of these keys just right here. Okay, and then from frame 17 to 44, just select them and then just increase the range. until here, and then let's see the result. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, forget it, I'm absolutely wrong. You have to select everything in the scene before doing this. Of course, I selected only the sphere, so you have to select everything and select all the keys. Come on. Okay, and now increase it. Okay, and I think it's good now. I hope. Ah, come on. Okay, sorry for this. Let's see now. Okay, that's pretty nice. I like the slow motion. Okay, just take a look on the left view. And boom. Okay, I really like it. So go on the camera view, and now we can maybe make the final render. So go on the render setup window and okay, we'll save the file, of course, to I will go window break, and here I will render it as an image sequence. So like this, and the indirect final gather values are good. Just take a final look. And the glare shader is enabled, and okay, I will make something colder, so 78 Kelvin, and because of the skylight I will just increase the luminance to 6.8 or 6.7, and the glare spread to well, I think the spread is pretty nice. Maybe decrease it to, well, not pretty sure, but 1.1. Okay, and now we can make the final render. Okay. So let's render it. I pause, of course, and we will see. Okay, I cancelled the render and I will change the sphere animation here. Because the beginning is too fast. Okay, so just turn on trajectory and maybe 10th frame here. Turn on the auto key. Just right here. And on the left view, just move it up. And here. Okay, and let's just see, take a look. Okay, it's too slow. I think this is better. Maybe just move like this. Okay, this is much better. Okay, like this. And now I can finally make the last render. Okay, so 5 hours later, here is the final render. I pretty like it. The spread is maybe too strong, but it doesn't really bother me. I really like some chunks, such as this one and this one, which has a nice green reflection here. And I like this little piece too, which is pushed by the sphere. That's pretty cool. Okay, the spread is definitely too strong, but it's okay for this tutorial. Okay, so the tutorial is now completed. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a nice day, guys.